Streetwise Intellect Productions.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Bubble Podcast, your new home for Bay Area talent. I'm glad y'all tuned in right now because I got a nice interview with a great artist. It's coming out of Hayward, California. He goes by the name of PUNTO CINCO, and I'm glad I got the audio up for this right here. I want y'all tighten your seatbelts up. Check it out.
Yo, what's up with it, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, brother. I'm doing well. All right, so let me get the intros out the way here, and then we're going to get underway in the interview. So everybody, I appreciate y'all again for tuning in to another live episode of the Bubble Podcast interviews with artists out of the Bay Area. I am Mr. Reed the Realist. I'm your host, and we are joined today by a very talented artist that's coming out of Hayward, California. I haven't gotten any music from him yet, but I'll be seeing that he got a gang of music up on Instagram. So I wanted to get him in here and talk to him this week. He goes by the name of PUNTO CINCO. How you doing, brother?
I'm alright. I was sick for like 4 days, so I'm
Shit.
one way getting over something, so I'm sounding kind of crazy right now.
That's all right. That's all right. I appreciate you taking the time out to come to the Bubble Podcast and talk to us about what you got going on in music, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir.
So what we're going to do, we're going to do like a quick little 20, 30-minute interview. We're going to see who you are as an individual, as an artist, and then your outlook on independent music. So with all that said, let's get into it. So how did you come up with the name PUNTO CINCO?
All right. So first of all, Punto Cinco means 0.5. It's Spanish for 0.5.
Yeah.
And so my name was 0.5 for the longest, and over some legal issues, somebody copyrighted my name, trademark or whatever, and I couldn't use it no more. But basically, 0.5 stands for half gram, and you already know how that goes. So
Gotcha.
I didn't want to completely change my name to something else. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go with the Spanish version. It's still the same thing almost.
Yeah. So 0.5, somebody has that actual name, that English name, 0.5, right?
Yeah, a Christian rapper of all people.
Damn, really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I couldn't even tell you what he used it for. I don't know what it means for Christians and people that do gospel rap, but he beat me to it. Business is business, right?
Yep, business is business. I was just about to say that. Business is business. All right. So my Spanish is a little bit rusty, right? So I was taught in school that O's are masculine at the end of words. O's are masculine and A's are feminine.
Femenina.
So when I saw PUNTO CINCO, I was like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? I was like, I was like, man, I hope Brett can explain that when we get into it. But yeah, I get it now. So it's 0.5, half a gram. That's tight, bro. I didn't even know that. That's dope, bro. So what part of Hayward are you from, and why do you call the Bay Area home?
South Hayward to be exact. You
Okay.
said what I call the Bay Area home?
Yeah, why you call the Bay Area home?
I've been there all my life. It's basically all I know. I think I lived in Sacramento in my 20s for a few years, but I always end up right back in Hayward. All my family is from San Francisco, so
Okay.
I mean the Bay Area is all I know, really.
Okay. Well, that's dope, man. I always like to ask artists, you know what I mean, why they call the Bay Area home, and then we're going to get right into the interview. So getting into it, I hear a lot of story time, like, influence in your lyrics, because I've been listening to a lot of your songs, right? So you got some stories behind your music, and I love that shit, bro. Could you explain some of your favorites growing up? What were you listening to?
To be honest, I started off not even listening to rap. I was when I was a little kid, I was big into rock and roll, like Bon Jovi, Van Halen, Whitesnake, stuff like that. And then I'm thinking early '90s. I started to get into rap a little more, and a lot of the music in like the early mid '90s revolved around a lot of storytelling. You remember, like in the '90s. It wasn't so violent. It wasn't all centered around females or like the streets. It was like there was a lot of storytelling. So that's how I came up listening to rap in the first place. And as I started to rap, I mean, I always, every time I write, I feel like I'm getting something off my chest, and a lot of time I'm telling my own story. So that's how that kind of like plays into my music. So it's
Yep.
like my lyrical therapy, so to speak.
I hear a lot of artists say that, and it's a real thing, man. It's like getting your feelings out there, and then you got yours coming into a form of a story, and that's dope to me because a lot of people don't tell stories these days. It's always one-liners and all of that stuff. So that's why I picked up on that. At what point you said the '90s? So at what point in your age did you was like I'm about to pick up this microphone and I'm about to do something, man? What age was that?
So first I started freestyling when I was 14, but
Okay.
as a teenager, I never really took it serious. I didn't want to be a rapper. We used to get high, drunk, and talk shit, rap, whatever. Um, the first opportunity I had to go to a studio, I was 19, and I'll never forget it. My mentor, AK, rest in peace. We were all sitting there writing. And he told us, he was like, if you guys are ready to like go hit, I see all you guys sitting there high trying to get in the studio, but you're not about to go out there on the road and promote with us and like really be out here and push this music. There's no reason for you to even do this. Like this is a serious business.
Right.
So I I I got up and left. I wasn't ready for it yet. I really didn't. I wasn't. I was. He made a good point. And I was like, yeah, I ain't trying to do all this. I got a job.
Yeah.
I just had a baby. I'm like, I ain't trying to do all that shit. I really didn't start rapping until I was about 26.
Wow. Wow.
And it was because that freestyling shit. I was sitting around freestyling with some people, and they're looking at me like, damn, you got anything out? I'm like, man, fuck that rap shit. Like, like I got a good job. I ain't trying to be up in nobody's face. Like, cause I'm not the type of person that likes to like be in people's face all the time. I'm kind of like to myself.
Yeah.
So, but like, they kind of like punked me to get into the studio, and after that, I couldn't stop. Like, I got hooked into the studio and making songs, and I haven't looked back ever since. And that was in 2010.
Okay. And then you said you was in your late 20s. So besides life, you know what I mean? Because we all got life that come in our way. We like, man, I'm gonna put life before this music. So besides life, what made you just be like, all right, let me sit my ass down and write this shit? Is it because the bug bit you and you got hooked? Or, I mean, it had to be something else that really was like underlying, like, all right, I'm about to get into this shit. Because you are into it. I see hella music coming up. And that's my next question, bro. But what was the underlying thing that really just pushed you over the edge? Like, man, I'm about to go ahead and jump in the water.
So 2010 was a very it changed me a lot. That summer was when I first started recording. I'm not gonna say I was all the way into it, but it was like something I was like, oh, I could fuck with this. But my head wasn't on albums. I wasn't on like being a serious artist. I'm like, I like this. I want to listen to my own music type shit. And I was doing that. That was July of 2010, and then October, my brother got killed, and when that happened, it changed something inside of me because he always would tell me that I need to like take that shit seriously and like put myself out there. And I was like, man, whatever, you feel me? And death is crazy like that. It puts perspective on things, and it made me like, man, like maybe I should really like take heed to what bro was saying and like take that shit seriously.
Yeah.
And while everyone was out there, he had just passed. Everybody was at the house. There's 50 people in front of the house. Everyone smoking. I'm sitting in the car by myself, and that was the first time I wrote for hours. And ever since then, like it's just been nonstop. Like it unlocked something in my head, and I haven't been able to stop since then. I feel like
Hell yeah. I mean,
I feel like maybe it's him with me. I don't know what it is, but it changed me.
no, what it is, it's always, I knew to ask that question because it's always a situation in our life that makes us, all right, man, let me quit fucking around, man. Let me go ahead and just do this. And sometimes, not most of the time, but sometimes it's the death of a close one to where we ain't gonna hear those words anymore. So it makes us turn on something mentally. It's like, all right, let me go ahead and do this shit. So I feel where you're coming from, bro. And that's dope that you put it out there for us like that. Thank you. All right, let's move on to the business aspect. You know what I mean? I see you got hella music up on Instagram libraries, right? The music libraries, not your posts. but the music libraries where you can use your music on one of my posts. So you got hell tracks up there, bro. So how are you maneuvering in this business? Do you have a team that you work with, or are you just strictly solo and you don't want to do no team, no major label?
So I am part of Dynasty Reign Entertainment. When I first started that's my brother founded that.
Okay.
I dropped my first album in 2012, solo, and not too long after that, me and him linked up, and I became part of Dynasty Reign with him. Maybe like a year or two later, he made me the CEO. At that time, we had about 10 people. Right now, we have me. It's just
Did
me
you?
left.
Okay.
Just me.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't have a team at the moment, but you know, I've learned enough to where I can kind of make it happen. But I do need that team, and I am slowly plotting and working, trying to build that back up.
Okay. So you see that you do need some avenue of somebody to help you in this corner, right?
Yeah,
But you did start out with a team, and I want you to expand on that, man, because this platform is to help aspiring artists, right? You're supposed to. We're out here to show artists that we can do it,
mm-hmm.
and you're gonna have these growing pains, right? And I always tell people, don't don't get in tune with having to need a team. Get out there and learn the shit on your own, and then
Mm-hmm.
see where you can build your team up. You feel what I'm saying? So, what happened to where it broke up the people that you started up with? Was it the delegation of duties? People just lazy? People didn't want to show up? People didn't have the same vision? What is it?
I mean, from my perspective, it was popping at first. You know, we're all at the studio, we're making music, and you know, we all showed up to a couple shows. But when it came down to the business, and you really have to start hitting the road, a couple people fall off. You know, because
Right.
everybody can't go. People got life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you start to see that some people, they might not want to. They might not be as serious as you are about it, and you know that's okay. Some people, when they get into music, you know, they're just trying it out, seeing how it's gonna go for them. And when some people see that this is gonna take a lot more time, because when you, I think the misconception about music is that I'm gonna make a song, I'm gonna put out a video, and then I'm gonna have $1 million. Like, it don't happen like
Yeah.
that. And if it does, bravo. There you go. Like, I don't know how you did that, but
Yeah.
good for you. Like, so, and you know, I think people, they want fast results, or who knows. But you know, I think personally, you know, people was like, you know, this is not for me. For the most part, you know, the majority of people was like, no, this is not for me. They had jobs, and they went on with what was comfortable and was working for them, and I respect it.
Yep, and I'm glad you said it. You spoke eloquently on that, because that's exactly what it is. People don't share the vision. People look at it as a hobby when you're looking at it as, I'm about to eat off of this.
Right.
So that it will become a point in time where that just, the levels are not the same. You know what I mean? So people will get up out of here. So that's why I like to hear people speak on that, because that experience is common. I'm sorry to say that experience is common in this music thing, man. And you'll have your family. They want to have your back for a minute, but then after a while, they start, nah, I'm good, I'm good. And then now you got to do it all by yourself. You know what I mean? But that brings me to my next question. Moving into moving in this music independently is not easy at all, especially by yourself. All right. So what are you doing to keep your music in the public eye? Because you're doing a great job. You're doing a fantastic job, bro. I see the posts. I see you rapping. You showing people you got skills, and that's dope. It caught my eye, so I know it's catching a lot of other people's eyes. So how are you staying in public view with your music?
Shout out to social media. I've been taking as much advantage as I can with that, and using the sponsored posts on both TikTok and Instagram, trying to reach more people than not. And then paying for professional content. Shouts out to Nobi. Me and him been working a lot over the last year, creating content packages. And, you know, when you do these content packages, like it just gives you a little bit more of a professional exposure.
Yep.
And I think that's been helping me a lot. And then I got back into performing. I had, you know, since from like the pandemic time to like 2022, I didn't perform for like a couple of years. And I think if you're not out there physically performing, that'll slow your motion down a little bit too. So I'm making sure that I'm performing. And then also the last year, I've been going to school for music too, and I've been networking with other people in different parts of music too. So, and they've been coming onto my page and then getting my reach out to other people. So all of that's starting to come together and help me out.
So you had to just really sit back and just visualize how your avenues are coming to you, and then just put everything together. Basically, is what you're saying, right?
Do the most I can by myself.
Well, I mean, that's independence, man. That's what you're supposed to do. All right, we're gonna get back into your performances in a minute. What this next question is very important, man, and I want to hear your take on it. So, protection, like copyright and registration with a PRO or a performance right organization, is very important as an artist. What are you doing to protect your music as you're putting it out? Because you're putting out so much music. I know you got to do some type of protecting of your music. Are you doing that? And what are you doing to protect it?
So I get all my music distributed through Empire, and it seems like whatever system they have running is getting better and better. As far as like ASCAP, I have been having problems with that. I'm actually about to take a business music class so I can get more versed on that, because honestly, I don't understand music business at all. So that's why I took my ass to school, because I need to learn the ins and outs of this thing to really be successful at it. Like I hear people talk about it, but I'm not the type of person to just start signing up for shit just because I heard some guy say like I need to know what this means and what that means. But right now, um, the distribution from what I know, that's like the only thing that's protecting me right now.
Okay. All right. I mean, well, shit, you being honest, bro, because I love that you're going to school to further your business savvy. The back office is super important. And that's why I be asking artists, you know what I mean, break it down. ASCAP, BMI, all of that stuff is super important to know about. And for you to just understand that and go to school to learn more about it, that's dope as fuck, bro. That's dope as fuck. All right, so break down the first time that you got on a stage and performed in front of an audience, an actual audience. Break down that experience. How did that go?
Man, it's crazy because you know the first man. I want to say where was we at? We was like at a youth center in Stockton,
Okay.
I think. Uh, shitty quality, but you know what? Like, it was fun for me. It was fun. Looking back on it, like it was an experience. It was unorganized. It was crazy. People like turn my mic up, but like I can't hear
Yeah.
you. Like it was going crazy, but
Yeah.
it was definitely at the end of it. We were like we all had fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a lot of our first shows, so like it was fun. That's all I can say. It was mad crazy. I don't know if they can hear me on the mic or yeah,
So wait,
but
so
it
with
was fun.
all of that, right? I mean, everybody always has, you know, not everybody, but most people always have a disastrous first audience get up on stage story. But having that experience, why the hell did you continue to do music? That would be on people's minds, right? Like, why is he still doing this stuff? You know?
Well, see, for me, just to go a little deeper into it, I've always loved music. Like I've always been involved with music somehow, not just rap. Like I played saxophone all through school. I used to be in choir, so I have no stage fright. So like when I hit the stage, like and people are like applauding for me, it's like an adrenaline rush for me. Like
Yeah.
when people be like, if this has happened multiple times, like you're standing with a group of performers and the guy running the show is like, who wants to go first? And motherfuckers be like, I'm always like, let me go. Let
Yep.
me go. I
Yep.
am ready. Let's go. Like
Yep.
I am anxious to go. I love that shit. But that's why I keep
Absolutely.
going. I get a like I got a rush when I got up on that stage that first time. I was like, I want to keep doing this. Like I love this shit.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, that's what it is, though, because it is like an adrenaline rush. It's like you can't explain it. It's like a feeling of euphoria because you got
Mm-hmm.
up there and you had people rocking to your music or whatever it is that you made. Damn, I want to do more of this. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that shit. All right, let's get into your music, man. What projects do you have on the way in the pipeline, and what projects are you really super fond of that you just it's like my favorite one? So first of all, what projects do you have coming out, and then which one is like your favorite one that you worked on?
Um, right now, what I'm working on since I'm going to school for music, I'm in the MERT program at Chabot College. I'm about to come out in the semester coming up, fall semester. I'm gonna come out with MERT Volume One,
Okay.
and then the second semester I'm gonna come out with MERT Volume Two. So, um, right now I'm planning on November, December for the first one, and then I think May for the second one. So I
Okay.
have it's over the next year. There'll be two more albums, and these
So is that going to be
are all gonna.
documenting? Is that going to be documenting your time of learning the back office part of the music?
Yes, because I'm learning how to. I'm getting a certificate to be a music producer and an audio
Okay.
recording engineer. So
Okay.
so the first volume is gonna be a mix of beats from other people and some of mine. I've
Okay.
never rapped on none of my own beats, but I've been working the last year trying to make beats and they're getting better. But the second one is gonna be all my beats. Everything's gonna be recorded by me. It's gonna be all my beats, mixed by me, everything done by me.
That's dope, man. That's true independence right there, man. I love hearing that shit, bro. I can't wait to, you know what I mean? I want to get some music. I want you to send me a track or two so I can get you in rotation, bro.
Definitely for
But we'll
sure.
talk about that later. Don't worry about it. We got you on here right now, and I appreciate that. What what producers have you worked with out here? I got a couple more questions, and I'm just trying to fill it in right now. What producers have you worked with? Because I hear like a diversity in your songs. So, do you work with a different group of producers? Do you work with a certain set of producers? Do you get your beats off of a line? Is it a mix of all of it? What do you do?
It is a huge mix because I'm honestly the way I make music. Um, when I first started, I would just write and then look for beats, but now it's like the opposite. Like I look for beats and then kind of go off the beat and write to it, and I never know what I'm looking for. I know that sounds crazy, but like I just be listening to different shit and I'm like, oops, that caught me. I'm going with that. Um, there's been uh recently I've worked with Cuddy C. He's from the Bay Area.
Okay.
Um, but locally, not too many other people. I mean, I just kind of be shopping around on BeatStars, buying beats from people off BeatStars
Yeah.
type shit. Um,
Yeah. I mean, it's good. That's what people need to hear, man. Like, how do you do it? A lot of people don't know how to start. That's why I ask these questions again. We're trying to inspire aspiring artists. So
well,
people need to hear how you do
well,
it.
that's what I've I'm because I actually go to school with a couple of people that's starting off, and I've told them like, um, because actually somebody asked me last semester, they were like, it's $500 too much for a beat. I'm like, I mean, I don't know what your budget is, but I know when I'm trying to pump out songs, especially if I don't know if I'm even going to use it, I'm buying a lease straight up. Like
Yeah.
$30, I'm buying a lease because I don't know what that song's going to do. Now, if that
Right.
song's about to take off, you better tap in with that producer and cash them out. But I mean, I always recommend people, man, just get you a lease and call it a day, unless you got somebody that you're working with that's going to give you a better price, or you have a budget to be spending that amount of money. But I mean, it's all. I guess it's all up to the individual. Me, right now, I mean, it's just more cost effective for me to just lease beats from
Okay.
different people.
That's dope. That's dope. People need to hear that shit. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So before I ask the last question, let's go back to the beginning. You said that you were more rock and roll, right? Why haven't you picked up the style like a Kid Rock?
Uh, I actually, so I'm planning on with these Merc projects
Oh, you are?
incorporate
Okay.
because I'm in class with guitar players.
Okay.
So and they're like in bands, so I'm like, I'm gonna use these for the watch. Like
Yeah.
somehow I'm gonna
Yeah.
use them because there's some talented guitar players. So it's coming. It's just that when I be looking for beats, when I do find stuff with rock in it, it doesn't. It's either one or the other. You know what I mean? It's not something I can rap to. Or like I like that guitar riff, but I can't really get to that. So like, but I think when I start to put it together, I'll be able to get that sound that I'm exactly looking for.
Okay, so you are going straight for that. All right, I kind of figured that because it's like you said your passion was more rock, 90s rock and roll. So I'm like, come on, bro, you got to go ahead and do something to intermingle the two, right? Because you dope as fuck. I like your music. I've been going through your catalog on Instagram, and I'm pretty impressed. You know what I mean? And I really like that. I really like what you're doing, bro. Please keep it going. So, last question. What are the visions for your projects? What do you want your, everybody wants their project to blow up and sell millions or whatever. Then you have the artists that, bro, I just want people to just feel my music. So what kind of vision, where does your vision fall in between those two extremes for your music that you put out?
Um, I don't think about money at all when I make music. I love making music and then putting together maybe not my first. Let me see. My first couple albums I made, I was like making songs and putting shit on the album, but I got to a point where like I feel like my albums they take you through emotions. Like on this last one, Indifferent, it starts off turned up, you know what I mean? And by the middle, you kind of like grooving. It's like, okay, this is kind of smooth. And by the end, it's like emotional and serious. And this is just like I'm taking people through my personality. It's I'm every time I'm putting an album out, I'm giving people a piece of me essentially. And I mean,
Yeah.
because that's the type of person I am. I wake up turned up in the morning, and then throughout the day I'm chilling, and then all the bullshit at the end of the day has you like, oh fuck, like,
I hear you. I
so
hear
I'm
you. That's
just,
real.
yeah.
That's real. That's real. All right, that was about it, bro, as far as a question. And I just wanted to have people to get a good view of who you are and hit, you know what I mean, your view on moving independently, because that's what this platform is about, man. And I appreciate you for coming out and checking out what we got to go, uh, how we're going to build this network together a little bit further. Do you have any questions or comments that you have for me or anything that you want me to know about you that I didn't speak on?
Um, not that I could think of off the top of my head, but I do appreciate you for giving me this opportunity to speak and have this conversation with you. We need more people like you in this industry to be presenting these type of opportunities. Like everybody doesn't have to be a rapper.
Right.
I'm eventually about to fall back from this rap shit at some point. Not because like I'm sick of it, but I'm starting to get interested in other aspects of music, and I actually want to help other people that are starting out, um, help help them transition into this music game a little easier, especially with the producing part. Like I feel like there's a lot of connections that could be made if people would just start thinking about money off top.
Yeah.
Um, so my thing is, and this is gonna be the first time I say this publicly. Once I get comfortable making beats, I'm not charging for beats. I'm gonna find people I like, and we're gonna make music together, and I'm gonna eat off the back end with you. Like I don't want. Give me $500 and I'll walk away. Like, nah, brother. Like, I'm gonna make this beat for you. We're gonna push this together, and then if we eat, we eat. If we don't, fuck, we gotta go figure this out.
Yep. Absolutely, bro. That's dope right there, man. And I love hearing that right there. All right, I'm gonna open up the floor for you to tell people. You just mentioned the last project or something that you just put out. Tell people that where they can find your music. Tell them again who you are, and then any shout outs to people that helped you get to where you are right now, man. Go ahead and do. I'm gonna shut up and you go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you cut off. What did you say? Can you say it one more time?
I said that I'm gonna open up the floor for you to go ahead and give all your shout outs.
Okay.
Talk about your project that you got coming out right now, and then I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna sit back. And you go ahead and do your thing.
Um, yeah. First of all, I'd like to give a major shout out to my guy AK. Rest in peace. He was my mentor. Helped me start off in this rap thing. My guy Tips out of Modesto, another person that helped me start off in this rap. I wouldn't be here doing this still if it wasn't for my brother Divine. He's the founder of Dynasty Reign. Major shout out to my kids. They my motivation to keep me going in this thing. Um, but yeah, I go by the name of Punto CINCO. That stands for point five. My music is on all major platforms. You know, Apple Music, Spotify. You can find my videos on YouTube at Dynasty Reign Films. Um, we have a lot more stuff coming out. If you're interested in working, money is never the first thing out of my mouth. Like I'm always open to do features with people, just as long as you promote your own work. And yeah.
That's dope. That's dope right there, man. All right. Everybody, like my man said, this is Punto Cinco. It's coming out of Hayward, California. My man is dope as far as an individual. Y'all hear how he moving in the music industry, and I hope y'all got some pointers from this interview because it was very, very informative. I want y'all to start checking out these episodes that I'm uploading, and hopefully we get some music from my dude. We can get him in rotation pretty soon here. But you know what I mean? I'm uploading like 4 or 5 episodes a week. The Bubble Podcast is always for the independent artists, and I hope you guys are starting to feel that. You know what I mean? I'm all about the independent artists, and I love that shit. So once again, thank you to Punto Cinco. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I salute all the work that you're doing, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan of you, man. So I'm going to send you a couple messages when I end this live, but we about to get on out of here. So until the next live, y'all, I got another week of live lined up for y'all. Y'all stay tuned in. We're going to be informative. We're going to be tight, and we're just going to keep growing. So once again, the Bubble Podcast, thanks you. I, Mr. Reed the Realist, thank you. And on behalf of Punto Cinco, thank you. All right, so out of here, guys. Love y'all. We're out of here. Peace.